This isn't about being pro-war. This is about being pro-money.
War is an economy, and whoever says otherwise is either stupid or in the loop. It's been 240 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and for 223 of those years, the United States has been at war. Freedom isn't free. In fact, it's really fucking expensive. Billed as a biographical crime war comedy film, War Dogs tells the fictionalized story of two international arms dealers, Ephraim Diveroli and David Packhouse, played by Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, a couple of ambitious 20-year-olds who become wartime millionaires without ever stepping foot on the battlefield. During the Iraq and Afghanistan war, small businesses were given the opportunity to bid on defense contracts for the United States military. These bidding wars made Ephraim Diveroli a self-made millionaire by the time he turned 21. After convincing his childhood friend David to join his arms-dealing company AEY, the duo are eventually awarded a $300 million defense contract by the Pentagon. According to the narrator, that sounds like a far more engaged Mr. Fantastic. The United States taxpayer pays a yearly average of $4.5 billion just to keep the military's air conditioners on. An individual American soldier wears over 20 grand worth of equipment, multiplied by the number of U.S. soldiers, and you can do the math. Where there's war, there's money, and the real story of War Dogs is not patriotism, it's profit. Hollywood has often glorified immoral men, whether real or fictional, giving them the perception of an anti-hero or misunderstood scoundrel. The great films usually own the bad, and the average ones forget who their characters really are for the sake of making a safe movie. War Dogs falls somewhat in between. Our two main characters, one played with an annoying charm that offsets the ineptitude of his acting partner. Seriously, Miles Teller is a terrible actor. Start off as decent men engaging in immoral but legal activities.
Don't worry, I have to go first. I'm American.
Where the decency fades and the money hunger begins is unclear, but the greed feels more like Silicon Valley naivete than soulless reptilian war profiteers. This movie is anything but convincing in its portrayal of the real-life bastards who make money off war.
I get why you're doing this. It's just the lying that kills me.
I told you that we were selling other stuff too.
I thought you meant pillows.
The love dynamic between Teller and Ana de Armas, who plays Teller's wife in this movie, feels so artificial and superfluous. It feels like a contrived subplot just for the sake of having an attractive female character who can't trust her husband. This is a man who is making millions of dollars off of American imperialism while thousands of soldiers fight the wars that he's profiting from, and the only lesson he learns is be honest with your wife? Now, I'm not sure if the true intention of making this movie was to expose the military-industrial complex to a middle class who's ready to invade every country on the planet. But if it was, then it was a failure. The movie is too fun and careless to be convincing of its core terribleness. Director Todd Phillips takes a monkey see, monkey do approach, as in Monkey See Scorsese movie, and does a mediocre job of imitating its style. But I can't say I didn't enjoy the film because I did. And that's why I can't say I didn't. The subject matter is so interesting, the director's only job is to hit record and bam, you've got a movie. Now, if you had a director whose talents were more suitable to this subject matter, like Scorsese, you would have probably a better movie, maybe even a great movie. Jonah Hill, who is apparently fat again? The fuck is going on? Gives a great performance, and Bradley Cooper gives a Jared Leto Joker-esque cameo that should have been stretched out into a supporting role, making him a more visible player in this arms-dealing fiasco. But overall, I would still give the movie 7 out of 10. It's a very fun movie, it's a good summer popcorn flick, and you can learn an important lesson that sometimes war is not only about freedom, but about making money, a lesson that this movie kind of brushes to the side for Jonah Hill acting like a douchebag. Yeah!